This is Changeling the Podcast.
Welcome to Changeling the Podcast. Come for the glamour, stay for the vibes. I'm your host, Josh, and with us is your other host, Puka. Say hi, Puka.
Ahoy, hoy.
What are we talking about tonight, Puka?
Not much. So, this is our end of the season minisode to talk about where we've been, where we're going, and a thank you to all of you, the listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just made like a little bell-like sound by accidentally hitting my water bottle against the computer. We'll see if that makes it into the final cut. Anyway, so here we are, 33-ish episodes in. We've wrapped up our discussions of first edition. I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. We're coming up. First episode released in March of 2022. And now we're recording this in December.
And I don't mind saying it has been a hellacious year.
Yeah.
Pretty much across the board. It's been like difficulty mode very.
Yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, I've had good things in my life, but are still stress-inducing and extra. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, this podcast being one.
Yeah. And next year should be interesting too.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It has been unmitigated joy to put these episodes together and engage with the community and everything. But damn, is it a lot of work. So
yeah,
we appreciate the support.
Oh yeah, and the support we're getting from the Patreons and from just the community and the thanks and people reaching out to us has been amazing, and I'm very grateful for it. And,
for real.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been something.
And hopefully it will continue to be something, or many things.
Yes. I'm thinking we got a good momentum going on here. Don't want to cross fingers, knock on wood, but
Yeah.
I think we can keep going even once we finish all the Changeling books, whenever that will be. There's enough stuff.
20. Maybe Changeling 5th will be out by then.
I don't think we're going that slowly.
No. Well, that is a good segue to mention that we will be taking a hiatus because I think both of us need a significant amount of rest. I plan to basically sleep from whenever this episode is released until February. So, yeah. Well, not entirely. I mean, I do have some housekeeping things to take care of.
Yeah. I'm dealing with other life stuff and things like that.
Oh yeah,
and not actually taking any extra time off work probably till it's resuming, but still going to be busy.
Yeah. I'm solely talking about within the world of the podcast right now. The job will continue to remain an unmitigated dumpster fire on a railroad in the meantime.
My job's like a good mix right now.
Well,
if I explained it, I believe most people would trigger for banality, but I'm actually quite enjoying where I work. But it's still work.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'll still be on the Discord. I believe you will too, Puka.
Absolutely.
If you want to talk about things, we'll be around.
Yes.
It's just recording episodes won't be till the new year.
But there will be discussions about what we're going to record next. I'm going to just throw out my little wish list while I have it open in front of me. So here's the stuff that I hope to take care of in the interval leading up to probably not the next recordings, but at least the next releases. And one of those is developing the Discord a bit. We might add a couple features, add a couple roles, who knows. I would like to encourage people in particular to use the Parliament of Dreams channel, which is basically our suggestion box. We do look at it. It's just a very quiet channel. But if you have ideas about things you think we should do, you should tell us. And we'll see what we can do. Because ultimately, I mean, I think the model for this podcast, is fair to say, was Mage the podcast and the other, and Werewolf the podcast to an extent, but particularly Mage, because that's where we first connected. And one of the real glorious things about that podcast is the community on Discord that's grown around it. And I'd really like to see that for ours.
Yeah, and I think it is growing. I think we do have a community now.
Yeah.
Even if it is almost all the same people as Mage the podcast Discord, but
not all. We appreciate people who have discovered us on their own recognizance.
Yep. And there's been some good stuff there, yeah. I feel like we're close to reaching critical mass, I guess, to put it. At least I hope we are.
hopefully we will also have an opportunity to jazz up the website a little bit in the coming months. So maybe that'll look a little fancier. I'm really proud of the theme music for the podcast episodes, because that was like me and a couple free sound samples and working in Fruity Loops late into the night one night. And I kind of like the result. But that being said, I sort of want to play around with a couple other little audio things, you know? That's a skill set that I've been slowly developing over the course of this past year. So,
Just in case, if any of our listeners happen to be technically inclined and have experience doing hosting stuff, especially say Amazon Light Sail with WordPress, or in general, and like have ideas, you can always hit me up on the Discord.
yeah, that's
as
your thing.
well.
That's not my thing.
Yeah, but if it is your thing and you're listening to this, I'm open to suggestions and discussion.
Hey.
Because I'm having certain challenges, partly because this is not. There's only so much time I'm putting into the technical aspect of this on top of everything else. But
Yeah.
My knocker flaw is triggered hard by this.
Insert vulgarity here.
Yes, a lot of foobar.
I'd also like to flesh out the Patreon a little bit more. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are ideas that I would like to put out there as little gifts, basically. And obviously, we have many, many hours of outtakes that we could be releasing. It just takes time and effort. So.
Yeah, on the suggestions box thing, if you have suggestions, we definitely want to hear it. If you also would like to be on our podcast, we are very open to talk to you about that too. So
yeah, we've had a couple people reach out, actually.
Yes, yeah, we have some of that in the back burner.
Another thing is, and this was a recommendation from a friend of mine, something that I do want to kind of make moves into getting started, at least early next year, is porting our episodes over to YouTube, because I know that's another platform people often use. So
yeah,
hopefully that will be forthcoming.
I have some theoretical knowledge of that.
You throw together a slideshow, add an audio track. What's the...
Yeah, well, you gotta like. There's some of the real banality aspect of it. Of like, if you want to make it real, the algorithm sing, you gotta like play with titles and image preview thing. Anyway.
Oh no, are we gonna have to do clickbait titles?
Yes.
7 ways to trick out your troll wilder. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you can also do A/B testing on it and things like that. Anyway.
One other thing that I specifically, and I'm solely speaking for myself here, Josh is welcome to get involved, but this is not obligatory. I put out a poll, I think a couple months ago at this point, saying that I would be interested in kind of helping people put together Storyteller's Vault supplements for homebrew projects. And that is something I would like to make more of an effort to do in 2023, offering things like editing or just feedback or helping with layout, art direction, all that kind of stuff, because it is work, but I genuinely feel like I derive a lot of glamour might be too strong a word for it, but satisfaction surely. So that's something that I hope to kind of pilot next year. And it would be nice to have sort of Changeling the podcast produced stuff that's more accessible out in the homebrew world.
What I would like to do is put aside the work to make use of your help on that. My own storytellers.
Right on.
I don't feel qualified to help with that, but I'd like to get the other end of that because I have ideas. I want to make them reality.
I'm 7 books in and working on the 8th and 9th, so...
Yeah, I'm still just having the dreams in my head and wishing I had Ownermancy and you could just, like, pop out the chimerical book and then... Does that work in Changeling? Did you write that way in Changeling? You just have, like, Ownerman... and you just, like, somehow, like, make your book in your dream and then you have the chimerical book and then you just copy it?
I'm sure someone is going to bring up the oft-quoted factoid that you can't actually read in a dream, which I call bullshit on, because I feel like, I've read plenty of things in dreams.
I've done Telnet sessions in dreams.
Oh, God. What I think would be interesting, though, is if you did have some kind of chimerical book, would anyone who's not enchanted be able to remember what it said? Because that opens up a lot of possibilities.
And would mists come? Would the mists play into even trying to copy it?
Yeah, obfuscate book, arcane book. Anyway, so yeah, those are some things on my mind as we enter the coldest, darkest time of year. But in the meantime, I'll be celebrating Yule and celebrating New Year and just trying to enjoy life for a minute.
Yep, I'll be introducing my partner to my family.
Oh, Godspeed.
In person as opposed to virtually. Yes.
Right on. So I guess that's a wrap for season 1. if we can call it season 1, which I think we can.
Oh, we could. Yeah, each year could be a season.
Yeah, I mean, which
Weird.
is kind of the opposite of the definition of a season, but
Unless you're talking about like TV, then seasons start in September,
right.
which you used to.
Well, we were a mid-season replacement that got optioned for, or whatever. I'm not a TV
Because
person.
if we tried to stick to like the Changeling calendar and have it always start in November, that'd be a bit too close to television.
Yeah, nobody wants to do this kind of recording business in December. I certainly
No.
don't.
Well, and all this is very northern hemisphere centric, and
Yes.
fairly north of the tropics, northern hemisphere centric.
Yes.
So
I don't know. We don't. I don't think we have to do an outro, really, do we?
do we? Should we do a different outro?
Let's just make something up on the spot.
Okay.
Go for it.
No, I'm not gonna sing. I can't do it.
I'm not going to either. So, it's been a slice of heaven, or it's been a real slice of Arcadia. How about that?
Yeah.
Thank you, listeners, for your support, and we look forward to entering the 2nd edition with you in a couple of months. And in the meantime, you know where to find us.
Yeah.